So Booklet 2 begins to engage with research as a term and as a concept, and will require students to identify some of their thinking and then to engage with some discussion or some research to build upon that. I guess the main thing here is that students drive the reflections on these pages, whereas once we get to module 1, types of research processes, this is going to be more about class discussion and engaging skillfully within the learning, and then answering a few bits and pieces. This list of research actions and all the different processes is something that can be worked through as a class and then built upon, and really allows the student to understand all the different types of research processes that there are. The individual learning task, as stated, is obviously individual, and they can identify a very simple topic. So it might be something that they're considering for future research for their research project. Could just be something that the teacher gives, the history of St. Mary's College, what are the pros and cons of social media, whatever. It is not to be a research project though, it's just a basic little dip your toe in the water. So whatever that topic is, they find 2 examples of research processes. So it could be something archival, could be something academic, could be 2 websites. The depth, complexity, and sophistication of the choices here is what's going to really inform the grading. So they have to show that they can do bibliographic details properly, and then 50 to 100 words explaining why they would be useful for that topic in particular, or why they would be limited. And the differentiation here of grade bands is going to be students who select appropriate resources to get good information, and those students who are unable to identify beyond the class notes. So students are welcome to use the class notes because that's what we want them to do. We want them to practice, but the grading asks them to think about the purpose of the research and then relevance of approaches. So if they can identify 2 little mini things that they have to do to find out the history of St. Mary's College, and they pick a relevant example of the school website, and it will allow us to kind of understand whether they've gotten a clear understanding of how to select resources, and then if they can explain that. So it is about the module completion and the individual task. It's not meant to be long. Couple of examples of websites are useful to this topic because the specific responses are going to be the ones that are graded higher, because they're going to say this is a topic where there's lots of information available, because it's a well-known thing and psychologists are writing on, etc. That's the depth, whereas a more basic, this source was easy to find, is going to score lower. The idea is that it's a practice and they're starting to really think more like researchers, and it's meant to be simple. They're not meant to labour over this. This should be a very short task. This should be completed within a week, 200 to 300 words only, with class time to also allow them to understand usefulness and limitations of some of these research processes.